Hello, I'm Dr. Berry. I'm the chair of the American Osteopathic Board of Preventive Medicine. And today I'd like to talk to you about the opportunities for you in occupational medicine. And specifically, I want to talk to you about the opportunity for you to obtain a certificate of added qualification in occupational medicine. In the March 22, 2023 edition of Health eCareers, there was an article titled Occupational Medicine and Environmental Medicine. Is it the happiest specialty? This article shows that the growing field of occupational environmental medicine offers physicians the chance to practice without the headaches typically associated with the traditional settings in medicine. A career in occupational environmental medicine brings an abundance of benefits. Most notably, it's renowned for good working life steadiness and high satisfaction and low burnout rates. It offers a good balance of clinical and administrative work and the ability to impact populations and costs by preventing disease and injury. And it's intellectually stimulating. According to the March 2022 Physician Burnout and Depression Report, it shows overall burnout is increasing by 5% across all specialties. However, public health and preventive medicine, which includes occupational medicine, has the lowest burnout rate of only 26%. Some of the advantages of occupational medicine include better schedules, which promote balance, good pay and job opportunities everywhere, healing large populations of patients. Today, we're going to discuss occupational medicine and the certificate of added qualification. A certificate of added qualification is a credential. Other examples of credentials are board certification, hospital privileges, and state and medical licenses, etc. Credentials are defined as a qualification, an achievement, an aspect of a person's background, typically when used to indicate that they are suitable for something. Credentials are used to show that you have met certain requirements and have demonstrated a high standard of training and experience in the subject matter. Physician credentials are important in demonstrating to an employer that you have been trained and have expertise. The credential sets you apart from other physicians who do not have credentials in that subject matter area. Employers and recruiters look carefully at credentials before hiring. Hospitals, too, look very carefully at credentials when giving hospital privileges. Peers have a greater respect for physicians when those physicians have credentials. And not only that, patients, they always seek people who are fully credentialed. Standard credentials showing expertise in a medical specialty beyond a medical degree is called board certification. Board certification requires a residency training, practice and skills, and knowledge in that specialty, and several other requirements as well as just passing the exam. Once you are board certified, you receive a certificate that shows you are board certified. If you wish to practice in a different specialty, you can either choose to go back and take a completely different residency and become board certified in that specialty, or you can choose to obtain a certificate of added qualification in that new specialty. The certificate of added qualification is known as a CAQ. So your first board certification is known as your primary board certification. Once you add a second certification, you can do that with a certificate of added qualification, and that shows that you are now credentialed in a second specialty. The advantage to having a certificate of added qualification is that you do not need to start all over again and repeat your PGY1 internship and repeat an entire new residency program. You already took that training once. So with the certificate of added qualification, you just concentrate on learning the items that are unique with your new specialty. The American Osteopathic Board of Preventive Medicine provides you with a pathway to obtain a certificate of added qualification in occupational medicine. In a few minutes, I'm going to tell you how you can get a certificate of added qualification in occupational medicine. But first, I'd like to tell you about some of the people in the American Osteopathic College of Occupational and Preventive Medicine who have obtained a certificate of added qualification in occupational medicine and how that has benefited them. One of our occupational medicine CAQ diplomats used her CAQ to demonstrate additional levels of expertise to her employer and was subsequently promoted and given an increase in salary. Several of our other CAQ diplomats have obtained jobs in which they were selected over competitors due to their CAQ credentials. High-paying occupational medicine jobs with industry leaders are very rewarding and difficult to obtain without the occupational medicine credentials. Achieving an occupational medicine CAQ demonstrates additional level of occupational medicine expertise. This gives an advantage to a doctor applying for an occupational medicine, employee health, or employer-based clinic position. Achieving the occupational medicine CAQ demonstrates additional level of population health management. The occupational medicine CAQ includes public health topics relevant to medical care of groups of people, such as employees. Achieving the occupational medicine CAQ encourages educational enrichment and lifelong learning. As a participant of the CAQ includes attending the basic course, parts 1, 2, and 3, and additional reading and study. The basic course and the CAQ engage physicians who have become familiar with the AOCPM and often become active members of the college. The basic course and the CAQ expose interested physicians to the expertise in AOCPM membership, allowing network, resourcing, and ongoing occupational medicine support. The AOCOPM College has many occupational medicine physicians who can guide you with their expertise, including the entrepreneurial approaches to the business of occupational medicine. Camaraderie development during the process of attending the basic courses and taking the CAQ and attending live conference leads to success in your occupational medicine practice. Achieving the occupational medicine CAQ differentiates a job candidate and reflects serious interest in a career in occupational medicine, rather than just a job. Physician recruiters prefer additional certification of expertise in occupational medicine when selecting physicians to fit corporate physician roles. Achieving the occupational medicine CAQ is an advantage when negotiating a new position or an employment contract. Physicians with an occupational medicine CAQ are more valuable to an employer. Now let's talk about the requirements for obtaining an occupational medicine certificate of added qualification. The certificate of added qualification requires a minimum of 1 year of occupational medicine training. The good news is that year can be done at your current location and usually with your current practice, as long as your current practice includes at least 40% of your time doing occupational medicine. Most physicians who become interested in occupational medicine already are working with people who are working in industry of one type or another, and are working for a company that provides occupational medicine service to their employees. So practicing a percentage of your time doing occupational medicine is not that difficult to do. During this 1-year training period, you will be doing self-guided study in occupational medicine topics that go along with the basic course in occupational medicine. The second requirement is to take all 3 occupational medicine basic courses. The 3 courses are taught by physicians who are occupational medicine specialists. These physicians are a very valuable resource to you throughout your training year. The 3 courses are timed so that you can take one of these courses at the beginning of your training year, one in the middle of your training year, and one at the end of your training year. These courses are provided by the American Osteopathic College of Occupational and Preventive Medicine and are given in conjunction with the mid-year conference, and that's usually in March or April, and the annual OMED conference, and that's usually in September or October. After you have completed the year of practice and study and completed all 3 occupational medicine basic courses with AOCOPM, you may apply to the American Osteopathic Board of Preventive Medicine and sit for your certification exam. When you have taken the exam, when you have completed all your requirements, you can take that exam. And it's easy to apply. You simply go to the American Osteopathic Board of Preventive Medicine website. That's easy. Just Google AOBPM. That is AOBPM. The directions are all there. Just click through each step and you'll finish your application. Now, let me talk about the eligibility requirements for a candidate to be eligible for the Occupational Medicine Certificate of Added Qualification. Number one, you have to be a graduate of a AOCOPM accredited College of Osteopathic Medicine. Number two, you have to have a primary board certification, which means you have to have completed an internship. And you have to have taken the three basic courses from the American Osteopathic College of Occupational and Preventive Medicine. And you must maintain your state licensure, and you must maintain the AOA Code of Ethics. And you must maintain your primary certification through your primary board. At the time of the application, you must submit the following to the American Osteopathic Board of Preventive Medicine: 2 letters from managers, administrators, or industrial clients for whom you provide services, clearly describing the services you provided. You must provide documentation that you've completed all 3 of the basic courses in occupational and preventive medicine, and 2 letters of recommendations from persons, preferably colleagues, competent in your area and subspecialty of interest, and a copy of your current state medical license. Then you're ready for the certification exam. In order to take the Occupational Medicine CAQ certification exam, applicants must have active certification from an AOA certifying board. Occupational Medicine CAQ exam is offered every spring. The application period is posted and opens 5 months prior to the exam date. The final due date for the application is 30 days prior to the exam date. Becoming board certified, upon completion of all exam components, the AOBPM will recommend your certificate of added qualification to the AOA Board of Trustees. You'll receive a letter from the AOA Board of Trustees via email once the certificate has been approved. You have now earned your CAQ in occupational medicine. You'll receive your certificate in the mail within 90 days. Your certificate of occupational medicine will remain active for 10 years following the date issued, provided you successfully complete your osteopathic continuous certification. Osteopathic continuous certification is known as OCC. And if you remember, there's 4 parts to OCC. Now, you do this for your primary board. One is you have to maintain an active license. Number 2, you have to have lifelong continuous medical education. That means CME. You need to do the cognitive assessment and the practice performance assessment. And that's the longitudinal assessment that you do for your primary board. Now, what's on that exam? It's a 4-hour exam for the CAQ in occupational medicine, and it is multiple choice and essay. You'll have 2 hours to complete approximately 100 multiple choice questions, and then you have 2 hours to complete 4 essay questions. Now, what's on that exam? Well, 3% of the exam is epidemiology and statistics. 12% is acute disease prevention. 5% is chronic disease prevention. 5% is on impairment and disability evaluations. 15% is toxicology. 7% is injury prevention. 2% is mental health. And you have 16%, which is industrial hygiene and safety. And 2% is on substance abuse. 13% is clinical occupational environmental medicine. 10% is legal and regulatory medicine. 5% is physical hazards. 3% is biological hazards. And 2% is reproductive health. Our board takes great pride in getting people past the certificate of added qualification. So we have a very high pass rate. We like to see how many physicians have completed the training and passed the exam. We hope that you will join these physicians and earn your certificate of added qualification in occupational medicine and enjoy the highly rewarding practice of occupational medicine. Thank you.